Hello there. It has started. The Great British Fightback has begun. Over the last few decades, there has been a concerted effort by the hard left to bury the identities and heritage of those born and brought up in these islands, especially the English. Flags torn down, statues toppled, and street names changed. And some of the newcomers who came here to benefit from our tolerance and make a better, safer life for themselves began to lecture us on how racist we were and how we must somehow eternally apologise for our past. And a smug, self-satisfied bunch of woke lefties were always on hand to help push that anti-UK, anti-English rhetoric, weren't they? Even to the point of pushing the lie that the settled population didn't build this nation, that somehow people who were never actually here did. Well, I believe that all ended this weekend. I saw the pushback in Southampton. And there you are. I'm not playing any sound because there was a lot of music there and that's instant sort of copyright strike. But nonetheless, you can see the numbers of people there. And they are there having gone through all of things that have been thrown at them over the years. And it's time to fight back. This is outside the Highfield House Hotel, which is housing some migrants. And you can see the English flag has been hoisted atop the flagpole that belongs to the hotel.
Wow.
Yeah, really funny that was. Yeah. So what do you reckon, Richard? We're fighting back.
I'm just looking. Yeah, but there's women there, there's children there in the audience, in the crowd. People, this is, if somebody says this is far right, they can just go and F off as far as I'm concerned. Just go away, you stupid. Sorry. Those people can just go away because this is the British people. People would point at these normally, and in times gone by on the left, and they'd say, "Oh, look, far right." In fact, the left are still there chanting the far right nonsense. But we know what those people are. They're just the people of this land, the good. And it's not just the working classes; it's the middle classes as well, coming out, and everyone just united and saying, "Look, we are the British people, and there's nothing to be bloody ashamed about." And that we are English, we are Scottish, we are Welsh, we are Northern Irish. Northern Irish. This is who we are. We are the people of Britain. No shame anymore. The flags are going up everywhere, Jeff. We're seeing it, and I mean, I think this is fantastic footage, to be honest with you. It's so beautiful to see. It's quite emotional to see that the British are rising, the English is rising, the lion is rising. No more of the bull, No more. We're not listening to these on television and in the media telling us that we're far right. No, and racist. No. Those words mean nothing now. Those people who keep saying that to us, by the way, are the racists. Because they've taken something that is a genuine phenomenon and applied it, or misapplied it, to ordinary, decent working people. They should be arrested. Why doesn't Keir Starmer go and arrest his effing self? Stupid. Sorry.
Yeah.
Over to you, Jeff.
Yeah, and you can see the number of people there and the number of flags. I was there, obviously, taking this footage, and across the road, past the policeman, there are a load of the other side trying to shout over it all, but they signally failed to do so. So, yeah, that was rather good. And but it doesn't stop there, does it? It just doesn't stop there, does it? Because some councils have been trying to take the flags down, haven't they? And trying to get rid of those flags and people putting them up on all sorts of street furniture, as they call it. But
they can't stop it. They can't stop it, Jeff. The British are rising up. They're rising up.
Look at this. Painting the cross of St. George on a roundabout. And the police are there.
Damn right.
The police go straight past. They're probably looking at him. He just walks off. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever, isn't it? Yeah, totally. I mean, if it had been a Palestinian flag, the police would probably be there helping them paint it.
Yeah, probably.
Mind you saying that, I can't have too much of a pop at the police. Look, at the end of the day, the police in this country, they're working under intolerable conditions at the moment. And a lot of them have just had a bloody enough. We know that, and a lot of them are sympathising with the other British people. They're not completely removed from the rest of us, to be honest with you. What's this? This is in Birmingham, isn't it? Or no, sorry, Tower Hamlets in London.
Yeah. And they're cutting
they're
the
taking...
flags down.
Yeah. Wow.
But not the Palestinian flags, though. Not the Palestinian
flags. Of course not.
Just the British type flags. Yeah.
Yeah, of course they're not.
That's the sort of thing they get up to.
They're too frightened to. That's the fact of the matter. They are absolutely terrified to. There are council workers now. I think it's in Birmingham. I'm not sure. It might be in London. It might have been in London, but wherever. Council workers are too frightened to take down Palestinian flags.
They're coming to put the flags back up now, you see.
The St. George, fantastic.
Which is great. Yeah, putting the
Brilliant.
St. George's flag back up.
Great. Wonderful to see. This is the fight. You see, this is where the British people start to reassert themselves, and their identity is brought back to the forefront. People aren't taking it anymore. They're not taking it anymore. I think that's why Keir Starmer, I do believe he said, I something in the Daily Mail about it, saying that, no, it's fine, it's not illegal, you can fly the St. George's flag, you can fly your national flags.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, shut up, we don't believe a word you said. We know what Emily Thornberry said about the English flags.
On this street here, you can't see it quite clearly, but the flags are flying high up on the lampposts on either side as you go down the street. So it's all happening around the place, and it's just good to behold. This is Britain. This is England. In the USA, they fly the flag everywhere. Why can't we do the same? It should not be an offence to fly one of our flags anywhere. You know, you should need permission to fly anybody else's flag. Everybody is it's like when they try and fly the EU flag or the Palestinian. Oh, look at that!
Oh, look at that! Come on, let's have it. Let's have it. Come on,
absolutely. That's what we should be doing.
Yes.
So get your flags out, ladies and gentlemen. Get them out.
Get your flags out now. Don't go putting flags in places which would be deemed to be vandalised, and we can't be condoning that. But put your flags up where you can fly your flags. And that's it.
Yes.
Put them up. Fly them. Go to Amazon, wherever. I don't give a monkey's where you get your flags from. But buy your flags, and just, if you can afford it. Look, most people haven't got a pot to pee in at the moment. But if you can afford it, get a load of them. Cover England in St. George's flags. And cover Wales in red dragons.
If you need a pot, buy one with a flag on it. And as you were saying earlier, here's this. This is from the Mail. Keir Starmer on Monday night backed the public's right to fly St George's flags after furious locals thwarted a second council's efforts to remove them from lampposts. Council workers in Tower Hamlets, East London, were met with abuse as they began to tear down England and Union Jack flags which were hung by patriotic campaigners, and too right too. It came after Birmingham City Council provoked a backlash last week by announcing it would begin removing hundreds of similar flags from the city's streets for safety reasons. But no one ever removes the Palestine flag. Ever, ever, ever.
No. Oh, no. And Birmingham Library was, we've talked about this before, was lit up in the colours of the Pakistan. They've done it for England as well, but why on earth would they do it for Pakistan? Why specifically that nation? Why haven't all the other plethora of countries got their flags going up on these things? There must be some reason for that. I can't think what it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I mean, someone says we need to descend on London. There's Robert Parker, never seen before, Tense Food, the lot, lots of flags. Well, this is happening on September the 13th. So everyone get to London on September the 13th and bring your patriotic flags with you. Doesn't matter which nation of the four or whatever, or the joint nation, the UK, doesn't matter. Come along and be patriotic and show the world how patriotic we are. Now, Farage came in for a bit of a spat on this one, didn't he? According to GB News, I think this came out today, Nigel Farage accuses Labour of hating St George's Cross as flag row erupts over minister's outburst. And if I've got this right, I've got a page here where it's got this
Jeff, you can do
particular
it.
thing.
Nigel
Farage has accused Labour. Yeah, shut up, Richard, shut up. I found the page.
What?
Nigel Farage GB News says Nigel Farage has accused Labour of hating the English national flag and warned it puts Sir Keir Starmer at odds with working class England. Well, Keir Starmer doesn't know what working class England is. He doesn't know what a woman is. It has
Jeff,
to be defined in law for him.
No, I'm not having that, Jeff. I'm not having that. We all know that Keir Starmer thinks that the working class, to be working class, you have to be somebody who hasn't got any savings at all in the bank. That's what he said. But yes.
Yeah, that means that he is not working class, doesn't it?
Anyway. But my father was a toolmaker.
Yes. Yeah, he did make a big tool. And speaking to Sky News, Pensions Minister Torsten Bell said, "Look, my honest view is that if Reform spent more time worrying about improving public services rather than which flags they were either wanting up or wanting to ban, then the country would be a better place. The trouble is, it's his councils. It's the Labour councils that are trying to decide flags, and they're sending out council workers every day to take flags down. It's them who are doing it. It's their council workers doing it. Ye gods, man."
Yes, disgusting.
So no, I want nothing to do with these people. They're all Oh dear. Well, this is, Tower Hamlets says a foreign council. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Feels like that. Far right, of course. I wouldn't be thinking of any other demographic. But here's the point. Ladies and gentlemen, you have got, people living in this country who are offended by the cross of St. George, okay? Why? You're offended by the Union Jack. I can sort of get my head around the fence of the Union Jack slightly. I have to put myself into another place. I can play devil's advocate, but I can see it. Say if you didn't like the Union, for instance. Okay, whatever. But to be offended by the cross of St. George, the Welsh dragon, and the rest of them, the Union flags, like what on earth? No. And I actually these days I say fly the Union Jack as well. We need to come together now. Years ago, I might have had a lot of sympathy for devolution max, we might say. But now, I'm sorry, right now, things have changed. We've got a bigger problems to deal with. This country has serious issues and the United Kingdom needs to come together. And it is coming together. And that's the beauty of it. These things are taking place across Wales as well. There are many examples of these, of Welsh flags being flown, of Union flags being flown across Wales. People are saying, no, we're just not taking it. And Starmer, I tell you, what is going on in his head? It's just like this look he's got all the time. It's like, oh no, somebody's got to say something that ruins my cognitive distance. I've got cognitive dissonance. I can't take it. Because it's like when
probably
Trump
hasn't got it scripted in front of him. He hasn't got it scripted in front of him. No,
he can't.
Viva Vendetta says, time to knock on Parliament's door to have a chat. Well, you can't actually do that. It's sort of illegal. You know what I mean? Going in and unannounced, knocking on the door to go and have a chat. Although many people would be very tempted thus to do. But we could never condone that here, could we?
Well, I mean, it has happened before. Guy Fawkes did try to have a little chat with a load of gunpowder, except unfortunately, that chat didn't take place. I say unfortunately because I'm not talking about. I think it's a good thing to destroy Parliament. No. I just wish he could have had a nicer chat. That's all. And I don't mean it was a good thing to blow up Parliament. That would have been disgusting. And I will never, ever, ever condone that kind of behaviour. We can't be having that. We need to pull this country together, not divide it.
Yes.
Blah 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 blah.
English or British flag, or does it really matter? Well, it matters to some people. I don't know. Some people think of themselves as more English than British or UK or whatever. So yeah, it's someone's. Yeah. Oh, you've got the attention of the authorities now. I've got Union flag bunting in my garden. Oh my goodness, the council will be round. Ooh, yes.
But you know what? It's a hell of a statement, though. It's almost like putting the flag up is actually like, I know it sounds like marking my territory, but it is marking my territory. This is my country. And it is saying that loud for the rest of the people who are living in this country to see. And I'm not talking about any demographics or anything. I'm just saying that when you put the English flag of the British flag, you're saying that's what this land is. That's what, here we are. It isn't anywhere else. This is where you live. Fine. And it's a good thing.
This is where you came here. You knew what you were coming into.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lewis Sharp says, fly at the hotels. You're paying for them after all. Why not? You know? Do you remember those EU plaques we used to have to put up everywhere where we sent all our money to the EU and they sent a bit of it back and made us put a plaque on everything that money paid for? We'd already paid for it ourselves. We should put Union Jack plaques on these hotels paid for by the British taxpayer. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there you go. Anyway, on the other side of the road, on that video I showed you, there were a group of these people shouting the usual "you are a racist" thing. They don't ever talk to you. They don't want to engage. They're quite happy to have the police between us and them, and long as they got a big megaphone and they just keep saying the same things, they think if they just keep repeating the same things time and time again, it will instill itself into the universe as a law of nature or something. But it all seems strange. But they had this flag up, which sort of struck me as a little odd. Here you go. It says on that flag, or that banner, greedy bosses, landlords and millionaires are the real problem. I would agree, because it's the greedy bosses, landlords and millionaires who are the ones involved in housing all these people in their hotels, in their houses of multiple occupancy. They're the ones running all the security, the transport and all the rest of it for this. And that is being paid for by the taxpayer. So we, the taxpayer, are not being able to spend the money on the NHS, for example. So they're right. Those on the other side of the road saying that are right, but for the wrong reasons.
Well spotted, Jeff. A good point. Very good point there. Yes.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that annoys me. But overall, it was a very good day I had there. And just looking around at what's been going on over the weekend, it's really, really good. Now, someone says people still aren't banned from Facebook. Who are you people? I'm not sure what that means. But the people about that, the thing about that is I noticed one Twitterer, I can't remember his name. Was it? Was arrested over the weekend. So, yeah.
Yes. Active Patriot?
Actually, Patriot was arrested. Had his door banged in by the police, allegedly. I don't know if it's true, but it probably is. Had his door banged in, and they left his door open and walked off with him. Yeah.
It was Active Patriot, I believe, was it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I think it was. Well, we don't know, but this is what we've been told. And if that's true, then, oh dear. Oh dear.
Yes. Starmer is currently signing us up to an EU army, says John Skidmore, and Farage is silent. Yeah, they're not actually. It's called Joint Defence Programme or something like that. And we are being roped into it because the idea is that everybody saves money. If we all get together, like we did with NATO. So we're a part of NATO, and it's not saving us money because we can't even afford to spend 2% of GDP on defence. And anyone who thinks we are now, I would argue that a lot of the things they've now put into the defence budget to make it look like we're spending our fair share on defence will prove it to be a total lie. But we will see on that one. But it's a good point. Anyway, that goes off topic. I just want to hear about flying the flags. Someone wants us to discuss the Act of Settlement 1701, please. Why? But there you go. Now, this is a good point. The Union flag, the Jack is its name when flown at sea. Yeah, technically it's the Union Jack when it's at sea, and it's the Union flag when it's on land. But there you go.
But anyway, that Union flag, get it flying.
Yeah,
Any,
And thank you, Wisdom Nuggets Tidbits. The side attacking the peaceful protesting UK patriots are true cowards. Bless you, gents. Thank you very much. And
yes, the side. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
PBYM79, thank you very much. I'm currently in a little Polish town on holiday. It's lovely. The kids played in the fountains in the town yesterday, and there was zero threat. Yeah, I'll be coming on to that a bit later, actually. Has its own little segment, that particular subject. So, yes.
I'm looking forward to that one. That's, yeah.
Don't let me forget.
Right. You're asking the wrong person.
They don't hate the flag when England wins something, do they? Well, I would argue that the only people who fly the flag, the only time they allow us is it comes down to allowing the English or whoever to fly their flags is during these sporting events because they're relatively harmless. But flying the flag at any other time will stamp down the authority of the majority on everything. And that's what needs to be done now. I'm sorry, it needs to be done. I'm fed up with having to kowtow to every minority interest group out there, whatever they may be. So, yeah. And one of the big criminals in all of this is the BBC, isn't it? Because recently the BBC had to retract something, didn't they?
Oh, yes, yes.
So let's get rid of that one. BBC back. This is from the Jerusalem Chronicle, I think it is. BBC backtracks on claim that Gazan cancer patient died of malnutrition. However, the article still discusses how emaciated Mara Zuri was when she was admitted and echoes the UN warning of widespread malnutrition in Gaza. Now, the BBC are right in there, aren't they? As soon as Hamas says that person died of the other, Hamas's rule, the Hamas's diktats are taken as given from God himself. And
yes, and before anyone says it, Jeff, before anyone says it,
Zionists,
before anyone says it, that's in the Jerusalem Post. However, that story was running in the Telegraph and many other newspapers as well, incidentally. So,
it actually ran in the BBC as well.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
The BBC had to say this about this. We were not initially aware that Mara Abu Zuri was being treated for leukemia.
Well, do your bloody research.
In line with usual editorial practice, we added this to the story after the Israeli authorities put the information into the public domain in what the hospital has described as a very complex clinical picture. We have amended the original headline and tweet and added an explanatory note. So as Richard said, they did not do their research. They just went straight in with both Hamas feet. That's all they did, as they always do. So I just looked at it and I thought, what a bunch. What an absolute bunch. Yeah. So...
total what?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it was the Jewish Chronicle that put that first bit out. So the BBC is spreading misinformation then. I thought that was a crime. I thought people got arrested for stuff like that was inflammatory, an inflammatory misinformation or disinformation. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it is inflammatory.
That shows you
it's bloody inflammatory. Yeah. Jeff, let's be brutally honest about this. You got people in this country and across the world who will do some pretty nasty things, and we know that in the name of a certain belief system I can't quite identify in my mind right now.
Yeah.
But they will do it. So if you start pouring fuel onto the fire like that, for goodness sake, you and I Jeff, we get accused of pouring fuel onto the fire when we're talking about the potential of civil war and the English uprising. This isn't pouring fuel onto the fire. The fire's absolutely burning. We're reporting on the fire and we're trying at least to try and pull people into a sensible, cohesive response, not into something stupid. And there's many of us trying to do this, and we get put down all the time. We get slagged off for it. F off. We don't care. Don't care.
We
don't care. No.
Anyway,
We
on
know
the
what
front
we're
of the
doing.
on the front of the BBC, I think it's time for Tim Davie to hand in his resignation, don't you? I mean, why not? Why shouldn't he hand in his resignation? Misinformation, disinformation coming out every single time Hamas says this is happening. They just plaster it all over the place. So yeah, it's not a good look for the BBC, I'm afraid. So yeah.
I didn't see the BBC reporting on Hamas commandeering food aid trucks that was meant to be going in to help the starving people of Gaza. And there are people starving in Gaza. This is not a denial of that. It's hideous. But who's the aid is being sent to Gaza. It's being sent.
Yeah.
Why isn't it? Well, why are people starving then? I can't figure it out. Must be the Zionist Israelis doing it. No, look at the report. It's in the New York Post, I believe we saw it recently. Yeah. No, it's Hamas themselves stopping the food.
It shows trucks of food being driven at speed past people who would like the aid, with on top of it are Hamas gunmen guarding the trucks. And you don't stop this thing; it's speeding through. And if you did try, they'd shoot you.
Yeah,
the aid is being taken away by Hamas for resale. It's free. It's given to the Gazans for free. But Hamas takes it so that they can sell it and buy weapons to kill Israelis with.
It's more than that, Jeff. It's more than that. They want their own people to die. They want the photos of the starving kids.
Yeah.
They want all that to garner international favour and sympathy. It is what it is, Jeff. That's it.
Yeah.
But
yes.
Go on.
Anyway.
Go on.
Now we move on. But it is sort of connected, because this is all about the state's response to certain things. And we've all seen how the police have responded, haven't we? Mostly in a two-tier method, in a two-tier way. And it's always been over the ordinary people of the land, it seems, to people like me. And when I was at that protest, for example, in Southampton, the other side had, 5 or 6 people wearing masks, dark glasses, trying to stand there all, I'm a hard man, and they don't do that because they're just there to protest. They do that there because they think they're intimidating. Just like skinny little prats to me, but that's another matter. And they were stood there wearing all this. And I turned to the police officer and said, why don't you just go and tell them to take their masks off? We haven't got any masks on this side. And the woman looked at me as if I'd sort of asked her to, pick up dog stuff. It just doesn't. I know there was no mask order there. There wasn't one. But I didn't know if the police even realised there wasn't, or if there was. But I tell you what, if a group of us had turned up with masks on, it would have been a completely different outcome, I can assure you.
Oh, they'd have called the riot police in.
Yeah, and the dogs. Yeah. Anyway, getting on to the police. Now, you may have seen this, but we're going to have a chat about it. This is reported to be Police Sergeant Kelly Palmer of Lincolnshire Police. And I just want you to watch this. Very interesting.
Sergeant Kelly Palmer. I'm in Lincolnshire Police. It's almost like watching, I describe it as Titanic. Like where we are now, it's like basically watching a ship go towards an iceberg and you can't do anything to stop it. So bottom level, there's absolutely no way I would join a force now for 27 grand and do what we're doing. Not a chance. If I could do my time, if I was starting now, I wouldn't join, basically. Because it consumes you. It literally consumes you. The amount of times my brother said to me, obviously don't discuss like per se work with him, but he's like, Kelly, you need to calm down. You need to stop worrying about it. You end up thinking, I end up thinking every single day I'm going to get sacked. Everything is bum covering now. We're not policing anymore. We're arse covering constantly. And it just means that we don't do police work. All we do is basically we go to a job, we spend an hour doing paperwork afterwards, and then we go to the next job and we spend another. We don't police. We literally deal with everything else but policing. We're social workers. We're like counsellors. We're fire. We're everything. Then we're living in fear. Literally, we're living in fear of we'll do something a teeny tiny bit wrong we can't be robust. I've seen so much body-worn footage with officers where when I first started, you could be robust with people, and I'm still robust because that's me. I'm not changing how I am, basically. Where officers are literally frightened of putting hands on, like saying anything to them because they're scared of complaints and scared of getting served papers, and we're living under that constantly. I'm going to be honest. There's a huge amount of officers now we have restricted within the force due to injury on duty. I mean, why would you come and be a cop, like, when you can go and work in a, like, I mean, my husband works for the Welsh government and earns the same amount as me, and he's got far less risk than I have, and it's like, so why would you? Why would you bother? Far less scrutiny, better working environment. I mean, agile working is something that police really need to look into. Why would you do it? Like, if you're a bin man, like, why would you come in? Like I said, if I was a new cop now, I wouldn't do it. I literally would be like, nope, not going to bother. I'm not going to live on the breadline, get 7 balls kicked out of me, get no support from within my ranks, outside my ranks, from the public. If there's no way I'd join. I would just be like, nah, I'll go and work for a council, or I'll go and be a train driver and then 60k. Like, why would you put yourself on the street?
Fair
All
play.
very good points. Yeah, what do you
fair
reckon,
play to
Richard?
him.
What do you reckon to that?
Well, very much. First of all, assuming that is a legitimate video, we have to say that, unfortunately, because we haven't got full confirmation. I'm sure it is, but assuming that it is a legitimate video, then that lady is absolutely correct and very brave, and fair play to her. I think she expresses the views of many policemen that I have spoken to as well, saying that they just.
Has Richard gone? Has he frozen? I think Richard has frozen. How is the stream going? You there, Richard? I think I'll have to take over for the time being. Hopefully the stream is still running. It's very difficult for me to tell at the moment. I'll wait and see if Richard comes back. Anyway, that's got me a bit caught out there, hasn't it? Anyway, just sort of talking about this, I find it amazing that the police are talking like this sort of behind the scenes in such a way, or a police officer is doing such a thing. Surely there is something really wrong with their morale at the moment. It must be, if she's talking like this. And it looked to me, I mean, I may be wrong, but it sort of looked to me like someone who was coming in and talking to a group of people who maybe wanted to join the police. And she was being asked about it, and she gave that forthright answer. And that says to me that maybe she's not the only one talking like that. Maybe a lot of them are talking about that behind closed doors. And I just want to sort of, let me just see if I can find it. According to BBC, let's have a look at this one. Lincolnshire's police chief says he remains hopeful his force can avoid huge cuts as he prepares for a meeting with the government. So that's that police force. Chief Constable Paul Gibson told Radio 4's Today programme on Tuesday that he would use his upcoming meeting with Policing Minister Dame Diana Johnson to address a 65 million shortfall over the next 3 years. So we have a case of there seems to be not much money about. And on top of that, I think this is the Lincolnshire Live. Is there, Lincolnshire Police could declare itself bankrupt, the effects explained. It could become the first police force in the country to declare a Section 114 notice, meaning it is insolvent. A police service insolvent. I mean, where have we got ourselves with all of this? It's just a complete and utter mess, isn't it? Anyway, I think Richard might be back. No, he's back on audio, but not... Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can bring him back in. Hello, Richard, are you back?
I hope so. I do seem to be having some internet problems. The dastardly establishment are trying to silence me, I'll have you know. That's what this is. Yes, were we? Have we gone over that, what that lady said? Have you
yes, well, I went through that. And I went through.
Well done, as you should.
That the police, that particular police force is under threat of bankruptcy right now. So that's something that isn't sort of said much if it's that one. It's pretty damning what she said, though, wasn't it? So, what does it show? That the whole policing system is collapsing into a woke heap?
Yes.
That everyone's frightened of offending everybody? And
yes.
that the people at the top will not support their officers when they do something, when they're forced. Like that was at Manchester Airport when they had to act. And even now, we don't know what's going to happen to those officers. It's not like they're going to come out of that scot-free. Someone in the force has to go down to appease other people. Be in no doubt. Whenever anything like this happens, someone in the police has to go down to appease the other side if one of theirs gets punished. That's how bad it is. And now the Met Police, what have they got coming up next week, this Saturday? The Notting Hill Carnival. It starts next Saturday. And it's something they try to pretend only has irregular use of pointed objects. Nothing really to worry about. So yeah,
my middle daughter might be actually going to that. I'm like, okay, have a nice time.
Yeah. Yes.
What can you do? What
Yes.
can you do?
Nothing really. Now, connected to that as well is with this police or non-response to shoplifting. And I will say that I don't think it's down to numbers. I don't think it's down to lack of. I think it's down to being scared. I don't think the police want to go up against shoplifters because shoplifters are stealing a small amount, but the threat to the police of intervening is very, very big. I think that's what's panning out. And there was a young lady called Emily Martin, and she saw some shoplifting in a Tesco's in 2015, way back 10 years ago. She reported them to the management, didn't intervene, reported them to the management, but the thieves overheard her, and when she left the Tesco store, they assaulted her and one punched her straight in the face. They've never been caught, and she got, I believe, a small amount of compensation. Here's what she said. The punch left me with permanent scarring, breathing problems, and the need for 2 operations on my eye and nose, plus another still pending after 18 months on an NHS waiting list. The physical injuries were only the start. I was diagnosed with PTSD, yet NHS mental health support has been a mirage. Goalposts moved, waiting lists closed, and promises broken. And here we are 10 years later, and it's just got worse, where no one, not even the police, dare intervene. As I said, I don't think this is about an overstretched police force. I think the police are now too scared to leave their office unless it is to police patriotic marches. And poor old Emily, she would have been better off getting into a boat and coming across and living in a hotel. The GPs would have turned up the next morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Private healthcare. Yeah, it'll be Harley Street
what do you
doctors
reckon
knocking
about
on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you reckon about that, Richard?
Yeah, Harley Street doctors knocking on the door. There'll have been fun. One of the things I think about, I was just thinking about these we call them counter protesters, these people who say that the people of Epping are racist and far right for just having concern about their children walking down the street in their own community. But I mean, I think those people, you see those people standing there with the flags and all this, and the ladies there saying, no, refugees, welcome here, refugees, welcome here. Tell you what, go and stay a night in one of those hotels. Go on, young lady, off you go. Well, would you do that, would you? Oh, right, okay. Oh, that says, that's very strange. But I mean, if that's what... If they have such courage of their convictions, spend more time with them. Spend more time with them. I don't mean at some community outreach centre for refugees. No. Go into their environment. be in the environment that they're in and just tell me how safe and wonderful they are, and how that anybody who thinks that such an environment is not a safe place is far right. Come out afterwards and say that. Yes, good luck with that one.
Yes, it would be interesting. Yeah, but there was a story about someone who did that and suffered and was told to shut up for the sake of diversity, wasn't there?
Well,
So,
there we go.
yeah.
Sorry, no sympathy, to be honest with you. If somebody is, those people are placing our children at risk. These people, and I'm sorry if you had a bad experience. That's a terrible thing to have a bad experience of that nature. But at the same time, you think, well, it's bad for you to have it, but not for some of the children walking by, for them to have that bad experience. That's okay, is it? Oh, really? No, it's not okay. That bad experience is not something any child or person in this country should have. So stop with a bloody woke idiocy.
Now, there's a lot of stuff in the comment section at the moment, talking in the live chat, talking about St. George. He wasn't British, blah, blah, blah. If you go online and look up St. George and see where he is the patron saint of, you'll find he's the patron saint of a lot of things, and a lot of things that aren't Turkish or Syrian or whoever else that people claim he was, or British or whatever. He's generally a saint, a saintly person, a good person. So I think we should be quite proud to have a saintly good person as our patron saint, wherever they came from. You see, we're not xenophobic like some people think we are in England. We have a St. George. If he's our saint, then we can't be xenophobic, can we, if he's a foreigner? Get over it.
Well, Jesus wasn't born in Bolton, was he? Or in Scunthorpe? No. So,
What?
yeah, it's...
What?
yeah, exactly. But that, that's the way...
Yes, it is very strange. But, it's looking like this is spreading from England or spreading sort of universally. As von Sauerkraut says, this is not only happening in England, Germany has also woken up, and lots more cities are demonstrating with German flags. The Germans are now joining in too. Yes, I see. It was always going to happen. You get to a point where the majority are being taken for a daily ride and a daily tax ride. They don't like it anymore, especially when we find out that, GPs are being repurposed as asylum hotel GPs. It's just it. And now we hear that someone wants to bring a load of Gazan children over here because for some reason it seems that we have to look after them. And I just think to myself, we can't. A lot of our children can't even get on a waiting list. We got our own patients, young and old, who are not being treated with long waiting lines. But these people go straight to the front. They'll go straight to the front. They won't go to the back they'll be straight at the front and push our queues back further. So, I'm sorry, we can't look after the world, but there you go.
Right. On this subject of Gazan children, what I have to say on that is I do believe we should help Gazan children but not here. Not here. Maybe at a ship out at sea. We've had this conversation before, Jeff. Out at sea, just off the coast of Gaza. A ship there to deal with not just children, for everybody. Let them have their aid there. And, let that ship be an international ship, incidentally. Not just one specifically. Yes. Yeah, an international ship. And then they can get seen to, they can be looked after and treated, and then taken back. There's no reason for anything. In fact, it's closer as well. So it means that children who are suffering from injuries from the war they'll be able to ship them across on helicopter much quicker, get them onto the ship, and get them seen to and dealt with. That seems to be a logical way to do this, a far more logical way to deal with this than to bring children here to the UK. And for a number of reasons.
Yeah, I mean, first is that once the child is here, they're never going back. No court will ever allow them to go back, but the court will also rule that their family has to come here for right to a family life. So we've started a whole new immigration route, direct from a war zone, basically. So that, and also, if you put them on a ship with a national flag, they just walk on board and claim asylum from that nation. So it becomes very, very difficult. I think, yeah.
Yeah. One comment here, too soft, Jeff's mate. Sorry, when it comes to kids, I am soft, and I'm always going to be soft, and I don't want my heart to harden, and I will not allow my heart to harden when it comes to children. And so, yes, I still say, treat people on a boat offshore, That's it. And it makes more sense as well, literally, in terms of logistics and the beneficial treatment they'd probably receive, and speed as well. If you're talking about a war zone, speed. Trying to get people on a flight to the UK, it's not going to, come on, the child could be either no longer with us, or the injuries and whatever condition could have deteriorated a lot faster. Time is of the essence in these situations. So, no, I think an international ship funded and supported by the international community, do that. Why not? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with helping kids?
Well, isn't it strange that Egypt won't accept any in?
Oh, yeah, but they wouldn't.
Or Jordan.
I don't see it. In fact, which Middle Eastern countries are taking in people from Gaza exactly?
Qatar takes all the rich ones, the rich Hamas leaders.
Yes.
So that's a good thing, isn't it? Oh, and Muttley 1423 points out that the Union Jack predates the Jack staff, so it's not technically true, but now it is taken as a given that it's the Union Jack at sea and the Union flag. But it doesn't actually really matter. People call it, the sailors will call it the Union Jack when they're at sea, and if other people call it the Union Jack, we all know what they mean. But, Well, we're all subject to maritime law here. Maritime law, that's the other side of it. Sorry, one point here by English Folker. Those kids will be indoctrinated to hate the West and Jews. Absolutely correct. There is that. That's a very real issue as well. I mean, you just have to go on the internet. You can see some of the indoctrination that takes place of children in Gaza. Yep.
It's absolutely hideous. They are taught from a young age. They got toys and they have to take the heads off the toys to in a form of sort of like play. And the toy is then meant to be a Jew when they're doing that. I'm coming from, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm trying to say. I have to be careful what I say. But it's how can we ask those people to come into this country when there's the potential of that, when that kind of indoctrination is in their minds? What would they do? Oh, right, say one of these kids hypothetically came into a classroom next to one of your grandchildren or my young son, and they got that indoctrination in their head to hate the Jews and hate the West. Oh dear, I don't want my kid playing with somebody who's capable of that. Sorry, it's not racist, it's not prejudicial, it's called being a good parent. Not that I'm a great parent, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, talking about the, we have to take the Gaza. Everything is centred for some people around Gaza. Gaza is the only conflict in the world. Gaza is the only place where children are at risk. And I'll just point out the following, that hundreds of thousands of children facing starvation as last Nigeria aid point set to close. The UN's World Food Programme is grappling with a 40% decline in funding, threatening its feeding programmes. And this is actually pretty awful. And I think the numbers they come up with is about 600,000 children, something in that order. Yeah. I don't see anyone marching for the children of Nigeria. I don't see anyone demanding this or demanding that. No, not
it
a
just
thing.
It just goes to reveal the nature of the people who do march for Palestine and Gaza. It's selective outrage, as far as I'm concerned. Yes. Nothing short of selective outrage. So it only matters when it's Israel and Gaza, does it? I think there's a word for that. It's called anti-Semitism. I'm sorry, you are anti-Semite. If you are fixated upon one specific conflict, that conflict must mean a lot to you for some reason. And when the death count is far lower in that conflict compared to what's going on in Sudan, in many other conflicts around the world, actually, in particular in Sudan, why are you picking that one out? Why? Oh, and then you hear they will wheel the old line out. Oh, it's because our money's not going to fund X, Y, and Z. Look, at the end of the day, war isn't nice, and you'd be surprised where our money goes and how much money of the UK goes to Sudan via the back door and through unconventional, irregular routes.
Yeah. It's not a good look when people do pick on just one particular thing, not for the sake of the children. It's obviously not for all about children. It's about the destruction of Israel. That's all it's about for these people. I mean, they go around and they're now saying that from the river to the sea means that Jews can be free in Israel as well. That's what they're saying now. They're actually saying that in their own defence. Can you imagine if, for example, a group of us turned up on the 13th of September, say, and we started chanting, "From the Channel to the ocean, the kingdom will unite." Can you imagine that, waving the patriotic flags and saying something like that? From the Channel to the ocean.
No, Jeff. From the Channel
will unite.
No, from the let's put it into context of what they're saying. That would almost be almost like from the Channel to the ocean, the kingdom will be cleansed, because that's what the people are talking about when they're talking about from the river to the sea. So it'll be cleansed. That's the kind of dangerous rhetoric, and it would be dangerous rhetoric, to be honest, if that was said. It'd be disgusting. And yet it's okay for people to say from the river to sea. Yeah, whatever. Sorry.
Oh dear, here we go again. Sold out Muppets. I don't know who that is, because
who have we sold out to? Who's paying us?
How
do we benefit from this? How do we benefit from this? Please. If, as I've said before, Jeff, if somebody wants to come and put some money in our pockets for speaking what we're doing, fine, go ahead. Go on, Israel, give us your money, whatever. Go on, Qatar. I don't care. I'm not picky. Go on, Saudi. We'll take it. And I just saw it there, by the way. R.I.P. Peter Lynch just now, Peter Jeff, Lynch, the last one. God, yes, absolutely. And this country should not forget it. The people of this country will not forget it. I can tell you, when we come out the other side of this, whatever this is at the moment, there needs to be a statue placed in Peter Lynch's hometown. I'm not exactly sure what that is of him. And we should remember him as a national hero. Yes.
Yes, and Trisha Reynolds says, everyone in England needs to stop paying everything for a while. Starmer won't be so keen to be giving freebies then. Now, I don't know whether you know this, but there is a pro-Palestine strike day on Thursday where they want everybody to not buy anything. I'm going out to buy. That's the day I'm getting my shopping in. That's the day I'm getting my shopping in.
Everybody buy a little more on that day, please. Everybody. Go on. Do an extra journey to the shops. Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter, and that was the reaction. I'm off to go and buy something. Whenever they say, "Oh, don't buy," was it Israeli dates, is it, or whatever, because they come from the West Bank, blah blah blah. I think, I'll go and get a couple of packs, or rather like dates.
Well, this comment here though is right. Everyone in England needs to stop paying everything for a while. Starmer won't be so keen to give in freebies. Then, we've discussed this before, Jeff. The thing is, it's like saying don't pay your taxes, and it's like, all right, that's a great idea. Nobody pay your taxes. Okay. But the thing is, who's actually going to do it? Really? It's like, but everyone not pay their taxes. Yeah. Yes. You wait for somebody else to do it. And then it's always waiting for somebody. And by the time it takes for everyone to not pay their tax, the first person's already been arrested, and so is the other 10 people. So if it's going to happen, something like that, hypothetically, it would have to be done in absolute coordination or not at all. But I'm not condoning such a thing. I think it's it's very wrong and it's illegal. And you should always pay your taxes and be good citizens and shut up.
Do as you're told. Yes, and the trouble is when you don't pay your taxes, of course, you get ill and you toddle off down to the NHS and find that the doors are shut. So, it does get a little bit... Oh, look, breaking news. The police are doing a great job, says Ramster. Where do you live?
I got to say, I have sympathy. I do have a great sympathy for the police. I've got a lot of sympathy for the police as well. You get angry at them. It's like, it's like, we always say, I was just following the orders. That was the excuse given in Nazi Germany. But
Yeah.
I do have sympathy because I do know that there's a lot of policemen out there who are not happy whatsoever with what's going on. As that video just showed of that lady, what was her name? Kelly Palmer, was it, I believe?
Yeah.
A lot of people are not happy in the police force, and a lot of them wish they could police properly. A lot of them wish they could do what they signed up to do, which is to, protect the people on the streets and do a good thing for their community and their local area. But unfortunately, most of them now are just trying to get through to their pension. All they can see is pension. Just keep thinking pension, keep thinking pension, keep going, taking the paychecks.
Yeah.
Pension, mortgage, family. You can't blame them in many respects.
And thank you, Englishman in Ulster. Few of the do-gooders would allow these people anywhere near their own homes. Have a pint, fellas. Thank you very much. We will. Well, I will.
Thank you.
Richard's. I don't think Richard's drinking at the moment.
No, I'm on a special diet. It's working.
He's on a good. Thank you, Martin Skipper. Thank you for your contribution. I'm in Australia. Can you buy something on me? Something me on the day, guys. Right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Can you buy something me on the day, guys? Is that referring to the 13th of September? Maybe I don't know. Oh, but whatever. Thank you very much.
Enkel.
We didn't. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Martin.
Right. And now we sort of go on the same sort of tack about things for the normal people of this, not normal, how's the way? The settled population. According to I think it's the Mail. Let me see if I can find this one. Yeah.
Come on, Jeff, you can do it.
Yeah, according to the Mail, there was a picture of it, but it seems to have dropped off, so I can't show it to you. Official data from the Department of Education shows only 11.7% of white pupils are attending the highest ranking third of universities by age of 19. This compares to 12.1% of black pupils, 15.5% of those who are mixed race, and 18.6% of Asians. Now, with the whites being sort of down at the bottom of this, I think that was always the aim. Eventually, it was the aim to, in their attempt to level things up, they had to level whites down because it was racist not to, if you see what I mean. And they're doing their best to level everybody else up, and they've overshot. But it's sort of just jarring, isn't it? And it's so, here we go again. Why can't they just treat all children the same? Why do we have to have this aim for this, that? What? We shouldn't even have to record it, but it's a good job we do record those numbers, but we shouldn't have to, should we? All children should get the same amount of teaching, the same amount of funding, everything, so that they all get the best start in life. But you just get the idea that maybe some don't and some do.
It's called white privilege, Jeff. White privilege.
Oh, yeah, white privilege. Yeah, if you've got white privilege, it exudes from you and somehow buoys you up through life because you don't have to actually have money to buy anything because you can just bathe in your white privilege. And
yes, you don't even have to go. You don't have to do well in university. You don't need to do well in university because of your white privilege. Yeah, that's what these figures are. That's the reason. Yeah. Yes.
And while they're at school, they're being told now, aren't they? Or some of them are being told to write a love letter, a Valentine's card, a love letter to newcomers that are in hotels to make them feel welcome, don't they? Yeah. So we've all heard of that, and we all think
hideous.
It's a little bit creepy, don't we? Now, while we're telling them that in school, it turns out we're telling them something else as well. Here's something from The Sun. Migrant school warning. Worried children warned to avoid migrants while walking home from school through hotspot areas. The Shadow Justice Secretary spoke after visiting Epping, Essex, where protests flared in July when an Ethiopian asylum seeker was charged with, as you can see. Now, we're telling them to write love letters, but avoid them. Now, is that not a dystopian level of education? Is that what we're saying? I mean, just adding more to this, you've got children have been told to avoid migrant hotspots on their way home from school, senior Tory Robert Jenrick has claimed. He said mums told him that schools warned pupils to steer clear of certain areas, with the kids saying men at the hotels make them feel unsafe. But you have to write love letters to them, don't you? And these Valentine's cards. What sort of messaging is this? It is really, really creepy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there you go. So I was sort of looking at all of that and just wondering what are our children going to grow up thinking? They're going to be balanced, aren't they? They're going to have fear on one side and sort of you must do something on the other, on both shots, something on.
I believe our
weird.
children. Our children are not that stupid. They're going to know.
No, I hope
what's
so.
What. They're not that stupid. Unfortunately, we have the millennial generation, which has been a nasty little stopgap, to be honest with you, in many respects. Even there's some wonderful people in the millennial generation. Don't get me wrong. It's a bit of a broad brush that I shouldn't say that really. But there were many millennials who were unfortunate, and it's our fault. They were indoctrinated by the education system to believe that woke was good, that far left ideology and socialism is a good thing. It's not. It's not. It's evil. It's satanic, to be honest with you. The root of it is actually satanic because if you follow it logically back to Karl Marx, who used to write satanic plays before he wrote Das Kapital? And then you think, oh, okay, so there's a direct lineage from satanic literature all the way to the ideology of the woke left today. I know that sounds like a bit like too many degrees of separation, but it's not. It's actually a very perfect lineage.
Yes. Yeah, Karl Marx, eh? Gary JGI says, or G1 says, same in Thailand. And I thought when I saw that he was going to say England flags everywhere, but no, Thai flags flags fly absolutely everywhere. That should be the same in this country. Shouldn't be anything else. And where protests are concerned, Michael Hallett says, peaceful, loud and legal. They hate it. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Again, going back to flags, though, if you look at London and many of our capital cities, the many larger cities as well as our capital city, during June, for some reason, there's another flag flown everywhere. And for some reason, that doesn't fall into health and safety issues. There's no problems with those flags. Birmingham's got them everywhere, every city in this country, Manchester. And especially London. I think Oxford Street, I saw some footage of it back in June this year. It was just all a different type of flag that happens in June. The June flag, we'll call it, yes.
Yes. Yeah, no, it is absolutely reprehensible, really, isn't it, that we allow this and that our government allows it. Keir Starmer weekly says, oh, you should be able to fly your flag, but all the councils are ripping them down because they obviously hate this country. The councillors have ordered them to do it. Their staff of, top brass have ordered them to do it. They just hate this country. What are these people doing here? Why do they hate this country? I just beggars belief what's going on in their heads, doesn't it? Yes. So fly your flags with pride is all I can say.
Oops. Yeah.
Sorry?
Sorry, I just had the microphone off. There's another thing here as well, right. Jeff, which I don't know if you've seen. Ed Conway in the... this is related, incidentally, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know about the gaslighting taking place in this country and why England and Britain is in such a dire situation, there's another reason as well. Labour are completely collapsing the economy right now. Things are about to turn very sticky. And this is from Sky News, Ed Conway. Something is odd is happening in the markets with no compelling explanation. In normal circumstances, the Bank of England, having just cut interest rates, you would expect measures of borrowing costs to be falling across the board. But clearly, these are not normal times. It appears that I just can't remember reading, actually. There's one thing scarier than the markets lurching around, and that's the markets lurching around without very compelling explanation. Just yesterday, the yield on government's 30-year bonds, these are the long bonds, not the short bonds, the best measure out there of the UK government's long-term cost of borrowing, closed at the highest level since 1998. And just think on that for a second.
Yeah, but it's quite funny, isn't it, that 10-year yields on 10-year government debt have spiked higher than when Liz Truss was forced out of office because they got to 4.5%. They're now over that, and nothing is being said. No one is demanding that Rachel Reeves is fired. We got rid of a prime minister because the data was bad. It's worse than that now. It's much worse than that. If you look at the details, it's absolutely, well, I'd say it's almost catastrophic. We are going to find out how bad Labour governments are when this lot get to autumn. I reckon we're in general election territory. We are really approaching that. Anyway, you'll not see that amongst most of the press because they seem to forgive Labour, and especially Rachel Reeves for some unknown reason.
I know why. Because she might start crying again in Parliament.
Oh,
you do, yes. We can't have that, Jeff. We can't have those tears. Don't let those tears roll down her face. She can cut the winter fuel allowance to pensioners. But those old people can cry in their homes, desperately trying to shiver to stay warm in a winter. But don't upset the feelings of Rachel Reeves. It's naughty. Naughty.
Yes, and there you go. What a situation we're in. Can't fly our own flags. We have to fly everybody else's flag. We have to pay for everybody else. And people are saying, the NHS has not had enough funding. No, it's not had enough funding. It's had too many people from all over the world coming in. We've just absolutely swamped ourselves with too much demand. And that's why taxes are going up and borrowing's going up. And while they do that, of course, people then go, I don't want to work harder to pay more tax to the government for them to spray it up the wall, because that's all they do. The more money you give government, the more they spray it up the wall.
Yeah. Jeff, though, I'm just reading just in the Sun, this headline. It's quite, it's great though, isn't it? Flag fury, defiant locals vow to hang hundreds of St. George's flags across the UK after council sparked fury by tearing them down. I mean, it gives you an idea. I just wanted to reiterate that because it gives an idea of the tensions that are rising in the United Kingdom. We can't take this for granted, and Starmer should most certainly not take this for granted. I don't think he does take it for granted. I just think he knows the game's up. And he knows where this is going to lead. And he has to call a general election quite soon, I think. And I think he will. I do. We've spoken of this before. There is a general election coming, I believe, because this government cannot last. I mean, for the safety, so not for the safety, for societal cohesion, he has to call a general election soon. And then, to be honest with you, whoever comes in afterwards will have a very difficult job to do. If it's reform, they'd better be listening to us. I don't hold much hope for reform to do that. And if they don't, then I believe Nigel Farage would be the most hated politician in history, far more so than Keir Starmer. If Farage gets in, he had better deliver. He'd better do it. I don't care what your strange little leanings have been of late. Your deviation from course, Mr. Farage, because you used to believe a lot of things were very different right up until your new party chairman came into post, and the party then just seemed to collapse. And you started getting rid of people like Ben Habib, Rupert Lowe, and Howard Cox, all these people, not necessarily get rid of them, but some of them resigned, but until you destroyed the Reform Party. Don't get me wrong, it is electorally, it's almost certainly the biggest political party in the United Kingdom at the moment. and probably the most electable in terms of any potential change. But if that change comes, I believe it'll be incremental and non-satisfactory.
Yeah, so it really does raise the question time and time again. It's always been talked about. What can we do? What can a government do? We need, this is a supertanker. Britain is a supertanker ploughing towards the rocks. The only thing that's going to save us is a handbrake turn on the supertanker. And a lot of things will get broken. But I'm afraid to say, a lot of things do need to get broken in order to save us. If we don't, we're on those rocks and it's over. And yeah. Anyway, yes. As someone says here, Hooperball, Advance UK. Yeah, I think that's for me, Advance UK. It seems to be the only sensible solution. Because remember, the only way you're going to get Nigel Farage in is if you buy his new football gear. Yeah. He's number 10, isn't he, on the football gear? On his football shirt, his new shirts. And it's already got a load of memes running. And people talking about 89.99 football shirts with Reform UK all over them and the rest of it. Yeah. No, that's just gimmicks.
Jeff, just going to the mail a second, going back to Rachel Reeves. Kirsty Allsop leads fury at Rachel Reeves' new property tax plan to punish Britons for working hard. Labour raid on all homes worth more than £500,000 is wealth tax in all but name. This is interesting, I think. Rachel Reeves is facing a furious backlash after she was claimed to be plotting a radical shake-up of property taxes. The Chancellor has been accused by property experts such as TV's Kirsty Allsop of seeking to punish people for making sacrifices to buy their own homes. That's exactly what they will do. This is, what was it? Was it Thatcher who said the politics of envy? That's exactly what this is, and expect it. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to make poor people richer. It's not. This is not a wealth redistribution. The wealth redistribution, ladies and gentlemen, has already taken place. And it's not from rich to poor. It's from everybody in Britain to new people coming into Britain. That's the wealth redistribution, and that's what's happening. Don't think it's anything else other than that, because that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
we can't put our own people up. People who paying tax for years and generations, you can't put them up if they fall foul of society. You can't, fall foul of society, hit hard times. You can't put those up in 4-star hotels. We've never been able to. We've had a homeless problem for since who knows when. A terrible homeless problem. And yet there's still people on the streets in this country now. And at the same time, hotels have been filled with other people who we are genuinely terrified of.
Well, can you imagine that a hotel used to take in paying customers from all over the world who wanted to come here to visit us and spend their money? Now what's happening is we've got visitors from all over the world going into those hotels, but we're paying for them to be here. I mean, it's a bit of a reversal, really, isn't it? Stupidity on steroids, I think I'd call it.
Well, it's not just that.
Someone at Moonlight Sonata says we need someone with balls of steel. Yes, we do. That's what it's going to take, I'm afraid.
Yes, but these hotels, I'm sorry, people who would stay from all over the world. I mean, this has knocked their situation in Ireland. This has knocked the Irish economy for six, what's happened there. Because you've got people who would have been flying into the United Kingdom, holidaymakers, to spend money in the UK. They can't. The hotels are not there anymore. They're filled with new people. Okay, so that has a knock-on effect to the local economy. So local economies in regional areas where you had high dependence upon on tourism, all of a sudden, those places now, they're finding themselves, tourists can't go there. So that has a knock-on effect to all the little cafes and pubs in the area and gift shops. They're taking it down.
Yeah.
Tourist attractions, again, Jeff, it's a cluster.
It's a mess. It is. It's a complete and utter mess. We used to have a very well working economy, and then we gave it to government to look after. Yes, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. It really is. Yeah. So there you go. You mustn't say things like this. You must not say this, Moonlight Sonata.
Oh,
you know how bad that is. You know how bad that is. Naughty,
you can get arrested.
Naughty.
You can get arrested for saying that. Oh, terrible. And then somebody said, I hate bacon. Yeah. I mean, you can say that. That's fine, by the way. You can say you hate bacon. You won't get arrested for that, because it appeared that a chap the other day got arrested for saying we love bacon or I love bacon, wasn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I watched that video and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I cannot believe it. You get arrested for saying that. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's a section, whatever. Is it section 40, whatever? Oh, I can't remember, section 66A or AA, whatever, AAA, battery, whatever. You know, this is just...
Section LGBTQ, yeah.
you got it.
Yeah. But there you go. It's, and Adrian, we can't put that one up. For all immigrants on arrival, now that would be... Yes, there you go.
Bacon is racist.
Yeah, there we go. Bacon is racist. Lord Viking.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean...
Someone says we're buffering, Richard. I think I've noticed we've had a few issues. So I think we need to call it a halt there, because it's... obviously, we've got a few problems going on. It could be YouTube again, the same issue that was noticed yesterday when 2C was live. This is the video we were going to do last night, but because we saw that YouTube was buffering and mucking around and it got really bad, we decided we'd call a halt and not do it until today. So, Right, anyway, all I can say is keep flying those flags. And make sure you fly them high and proudly. Okay, doesn't matter which one of the 4 or in fact 5 in this country that you do fly, just fly it, because it's a big, big message that we're sending out. And we need to keep sending that message. Yes, and we should be back for another video possibly later on today. I can't say for definite. There's a chance we may be back at 6 o'clock. And also, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And if you like what we do, please press the like button. Oh, go on. Click it. Click it. I dare you. Click it. It's just like a little, I wonder if I'm going to do that, darling. Well, go on, Deirdre. Press it. Press it. Okay. Oh, I did. I clicked that. I don't feel well after clicking that. And then after you've done that, please click the subscribe button and subscribe. And click the all option. Then you get a notification every time we do a new video. And you don't miss out on these magnificent live streams that Jeff Taylor has crafted for us and put together. The genius that he is. And then if you really absolutely love us, and we have to thank all the new members, then become a member of the Jeff Taylor channel. And you do get a little bit of extra content here and there. And it just helps support us and to be able to keep doing what we're doing, as do the people who give us money through Patreon and PayPal. It's not an awful lot, but every little helps, doesn't it, Jeff? Yes. Oh, it does. Yes. So right. And on that note, I've got to say that it is fly your flag time, and it's goodbye from me. And it's fly your flag time and goodbye from him. Goodbye. Goodbye.